This episode is brought to you by Raycon.
Initiating moisture.
Welcome to the Moist Meter. Today we're taking a look at SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. This is a modern remake of a 2003 classic. I'll let you know right now, I played it when I was a kid, but I never beat it and I don't remember getting super into it. So this didn't have like a nostalgia boner for me, but I do love this era of gaming and I love revisiting games like this, so I absolutely enjoyed the shit out of it. So first things first, this is a classic remake, a one-to-one remake of the original game with almost nothing changed about it aside from adding some extra content. But I mean, Mr. Krabs' voice actor still sounds like a high school student doing the worst Mr. Krabs impression you've ever heard. And the reason for that is because when the game came out, they couldn't get the original voice actor for Mr. Krabs because he was busy recording lines for Jack 2. Now, I don't think he's still recording lines for Jack 2 to this day, unless Naughty Dog's got him held prisoner in their offices recording lines endlessly. So they probably could have approached him and just did the lines for Mr. Krabs here to bring the character to life, but they didn't. They let us know that was going to be the case beforehand, so it's not a big deal. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because I'm letting you know every flaw the original game has is pretty much present in this one. There's not a whole lot of quality of life changes or anything like that. It is a genuine remake. It's not like the remakes we've seen recently with like Final Fantasy VII and shit like that, where it's a total reimagining of the world. This is taking an old game and putting a nice coat of paint on it to amp the visuals up and bring the world to life in the modern era. I'm just letting you know that, you can't come in here expecting Resident Evil 2 remake levels of innovation or anything like that, because it is just taking this game and making it look nicer and just bringing it back to a wider audience. It became a cult classic, and it's had a big following ever since, especially with speedruns. The speedruns for Battle for Bikini Bottom fucking bang. It has great speedrun tech. So now let's get into the game. Visually, it looks great. I think it absolutely looks wonderful. It captures that cartoony style, and it looks just more alive. It's very vibrant, and I'm just a fan of the visuals. I've always been a fan of this era of gaming. I actually think most of the games from like early 2000s, even late 90s, can actually still hold up today because they're just unique, fun experiences, and that's no exception for Battle for Bikini Bottom. It is fun. It is just outright fun. It's a collect-a-thon game. You're collecting golden spatulas. Sometimes you're collecting golden steering wheels because Mrs. Puff just needs to shove them up her asshole or something, and then you get a golden spatula for that. So you're collecting a lot of shit. You're collecting shiny objects, little fucking pieces of barnacle and shit. You're collecting a lot of things, and it never gets tiresome. You explore a ton of very nice levels that you'll recognize from the show, and they all have their own fun traits about them and fun missions. You'll meet characters from the show who always come up with some new problem that they need you to solve. Ahoy, SpongeBob, I done misplaced me nipple clamps. If you can find them here in Jellyfish Fields and bring them back to me, I'll give you a golden spatula. And that's the game for the entire 8 or 9 hours that it'll take you to blast through the campaign. And it's fun. It doesn't get old. I enjoyed it. I don't think collectathons as a genre are the most fun games ever, like modern collectathons I'm not too big of a fan of. But old collectathons I think had a very unique and fun charm about them that is almost timeless, I'd argue. Something like Banjo-Kazooie. You're not going to be bored playing Banjo-Kazooie, at least I don't. It's just fun. It's just wholesome, good, enjoyable experiences, and the stories are always just simple, fun plot devices. In this game, it's Plankton has unleashed an army of robots, and now you fight robots while solving some problems for your friends and finding some hidden spatulas. It's just good old fun times. I don't know why the fuck IGN and GameSpot gave this game some turbo shitty reviews, especially GameSpot at a 2 out of 10, because they said it was too punishing and it didn't innovate enough. What the fuck do you want, GameSpot? This is why gaming journalism is a goddamn joke. Calling a game like Battle for Bikini Bottom too punishing because they couldn't solve a simple puzzle where you stand on a fucking button and then hit something with a bubble. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. And they give it a 2 out of 10 for that shit. IGN was really no better. It is exactly what fans wanted. It is Battle for Bikini Bottom as it was, brought to the modern era with some nice visual upgrades and some extra content thrown in there. It's just a good time. It's not that deep. There's really nothing I can say negative about the game, except for all the invisible walls. There's like a million fucking invisible walls here. They went absolutely wild with walling shit off. Everything you think you can get to, you probably cannot. There's most likely an invisible wall there. I don't know if that's something they've just now added to this rehydrated version, but it's a fucking excessive amount. You could be looking at a golden spatula that's right in front of you, try and jump for it, only to be met with an invisible wall. I mean, it's a crazy amount in this game. And don't get me wrong, while I don't really have a ton of complaints about the game, it's not like a perfect game or anything close to that. It is a product of its time. The controls are a bit clunky, the camera's a bit all over the place, and oftentimes you'll have deaths that aren't really your fault. You just get betrayed by either a glitch that happens where you're going for like a ground pound and then just get stuck mid-animation and then fall to your death through the level. But it's not that big of a deal. The game loads so quick that you're just right back in the action, and there's so many checkpoints that you're not far behind, so you're not really going to get frustrated when some of this like clunky shit from back in the early 2000s claims your soul in this game occasionally. It's something you're probably just going to laugh off. You're not going to be breaking a goddamn controller over your knee like, what the fuck, SpongeBob? What the fuck is this garbage? And then flip over your desk in anger. Because it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't ruin the gameplay experience or anything like that. And it's not that frequent. But it is, again, a product of its time. A lot of the shit here is very clunky. So, plugging SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom into the moist meter, I'm giving this bad boy a nice 80%. It's a lot of fun. I think classic games like this hold up well in the modern age, as long as you're just ready to kick back and just have some wholesome fun playing a video game in like the most true form of a video game, just collecting some shit, having some laughs at the dialogue, just goofing around and not taking it too seriously. I had a lot of fun with this game, and I think most people probably will, and especially for fans of Battle for Bikini Bottom, it's pretty much exactly what you were asking for, I imagine. I can't really see there being too many complaints about it. Also, they added a multiplayer thing in here, which is just kind of worthless, honestly. I don't even know why they bothered putting that in there. But it is. There's like a little multiplayer mode in here if you're just really craving some more bubble blasting action and shit like that. Or, where he's playing Squidward and shooting musical notes. It's something that you could at least experience once or twice and be like, yep, at least I did that. Now back to the just collecting spatulas, which is more fun. And so it's there. I don't think the multiplayer is going to be some kind of new big esport, but it was worth at least mentioning. That's about it. So yeah. Now let's talk about Raycon again. Raycon are top-notch wireless earbuds. They sound just as amazing as the other premium audio brands, but come in at half the price. Now, gyms still seem to be a thing of the past. Most are still closed as far as I know, but that's still no excuse not to be active and at least getting some workout in. Objects are still going to be heavy. You can still pick up some heavy shit, get winded, and you can still get a nice cardio workout going as well. And that's why I always recommend wireless earbuds like Raycon, because it's not going to interfere. The wire's not going to get like caught during a rep and rip it out of your ear or anything uncomfortable like that. If you're going to be running, you don't want the wire dangling around and distracting you and just being a general nuisance, which is why wireless earbuds are so important for that and what I use them for primarily. Their everyday E25 is still their best model with over 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing. I mean, it just has all the works. I've mentioned it before. So if you're interested in getting yourself a pair of fine wireless earbuds from Raycon, you can go to buyraycon.com/moist to get 15% off your order. That's buyraycon.com/moist for 15% off. So yeah.